This is sort 12 in the Blue Book, and we're looking at adjective suffixes, specifically those ones. So let's take a look at what they mean. They all change a noun to an adjective, typically, and refer to the meaning of full of or having the qualities of. So we're going to go ahead and sort our words now, and then talk about some interesting things here. Because the sort itself is pretty easy. Again, I have to remind you, since you're in the Blue Book, part of what your job is to understand the meaning of the words and to spend time looking them up. Because really the sorts are pretty simple, right? If it ends in full, it's going to go over here. Wasteful, successful. Rebellious has an I. Poisonous does not. Marvelous. Dangerous, delightful, scandalous, wonderful, boastful, humorous, nervous, mountainous, that almost tricked me, stressful, glorious, shameful, cheerful, beautiful, and vigorous. The reason outrageous is over here is because it's actually an oddball. It has a E-O-U-S ending because it wants that G to say a soft G. So instead of outrageous, it's outrageous. So that E has to stay there. And so it's an oddball. It doesn't really fit in because it still has the suffix, but we had an E. The other thing is I've kept out a couple other ones just so we could talk about. So we have envious, furious, and studious. And if you notice, all of these, they're root words. For example, envy would end in a Y. Fury ends in a Y. Study ends in a Y. And so for these ones, the spelling of the root changes because we drop that Y and in this case, we just drop the Y and then add the I-O-U-S. And so that is a spelling change. We also have famous over here, which I'm going to add now, where we drop the E when we add the O-U-S. So just some things to think about, that sometimes we're going to drop a letter in order to make it work. In this case, over here, because it's a consonant sound and not another vowel, which is why we have to sometimes drop the vowel, typically it just adds on to the end. But in beautiful, we end in a Y, usually beauty, and it changes to an I. So that is a spelling change. Take a good look at that. Oh, that was it. I was going to say there's one more thing. Sometimes we think that FUL, that it should be as the suffix, the thing at the end of the word, that it should have two L's because it means full of. But that is actually incorrect. The suffix just is one L. So you can see in all of these there's just one. And that, my friends, is your sort. Make sure you copy down and post if you have any questions.